Yes, I can hear you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the fourth Foundation Spaceship Institute Space Travel Simulation Testimonials for Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. We are here with Mr. Kesh of the Kesh Foundation, who is ready to present today's simulation testimonials. Hello, Mr. Kesh. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, good day to you as usual, wherever and whenever you listen to a series of knowledge of Kesh Foundation Spaceship Institute from Lens, the headquarters of Kesh Foundation, what we call Simulation Center. This is the first time we come back live after a long time, and this is because we have some people here. We had some delays, and now we're back on the process of explaining more what happens in the simulation system. We are testing to perfect the art of controlling the environment of the reactors inside as a flight system. And sometime after August, we do the first transmutation. What means we have systems here, 2 more systems will be added. And in that process,
Hello. Hello, Mr. Kesh. We lost your signal there.
in a direct way, where we see the need for, and we have had a beautiful chance with different groups who've been here in the past 3-4 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks, to start understanding the process of conversion, the process of making a dream to a reality, tangible, emotionally feasible to understand what it is, and then build on it. And in a way, the process is getting more and more complete. We have adjusted the systems in a beautiful way that now we can decide. We want to transmute human self, we want to transmute an object, we want to transmute or create a direction or position in a given structure. Our setting yesterday started with a bunch of Italians, happy chap as you like. They came with their wines, and they brought a lot of other things we didn't let them bring in, but they turned up as hard as you can get them, like Stefania and the rest of them, and as drunk as you can get with 1 bottle of wine. And we learned a lot. We set the system in a way that gives the feeling, emotion of water. And today, our people have that emotion. So now we can create condition of feeling. 3 out of 4, they explain, they've been swimming, they've been in the water. We tested on the Italian yesterday, and now we know what structure gives us that feeling and where they get it. It's bringing everything to what we want to be, and we are more or less on target for what we call the transportation sometime in November, October back end. As this is a testimonial, these are the recordings of the Italians yesterday. 6 of them turned up, and we put them through the process, and it's the recording in Italian or in English. We have Stefania, UC Council for Italy with us. She can join us and translate to Italian, from Italian to English. And we gradually see what they said. We know, because when they came out, it was translated to us. We know what they say, some of them. And then we have a gathering of 6 of them in how they felt in the system. It's the first time we allowed extension time, which means we started around 10:30, 11, and they stayed in the room together until 3 o'clock, 3:30. So we simulated the condition of people being with each other. And the strangest thing is they talk in a physical dimension, but they still work in the dimension of energy and plasma. This was the beauty about it. They don't understand it. They're not aware of what they're doing, because when we put them through the system 1, 2, and 3 to extend the what we call the field environment, they tell you they've been there, what they felt, the emotion they went through, and when they come together in the center or whatever, then they behave in the physical dimension, but still have that dimension of physicality, what they call it, field dimension. We know this because when they go on the reverse setup of 3, 2, 1 to get out, then they say they feel the fields condensing, and then they feel the physicality before they get out. And this has been one of the beauties of this technology at the moment, where we can allow the soul, the extension of the energy of the creation of the man, to take over, but the physicality is still present. How much we can extend the knowledge is to be seen. But in fact, I know what we're going to get to. The ultimate goal is the light, which means the man will transform into a light with the physicalities in it. I think you heard this from a number of trials. Today we had Austrians in the system, brothers and sisters and husbands and wives. And it was strange that they went through the process. They speak about the light. They speak about how they felt the light. And we know that light is the ultimate point we are heading for, when the man becomes the light. And when they can hold it, then it envelops the body. And that's the time when we can start the transmutation. So we're changing systems in yesterday with the Italians. I don't know how many of them disappeared up to now, but they're still there, some of them. So we have seen the change the dimension of the light. And then how we envelop it, we already designed the next series of the what we call flight enhancement units to become a real flight conversion of the energies. And some of you will come here in October, September, we'll go through that process. And in that case, we allow transportation. From next week, the people who come, they'll go through the process of the transmutation for the first time. There are additional systems getting added that we try to see how much we can convert the energies in the, what we call dimension of the reality. And we'll see next week, next 2 or 3 weeks, we extend it. There is something I have to tell you that first and second week of August, there is no test here. We close for holidays, for summer holidays. Then we come back on the 3rd week of the, what we call August. I would like our people, IT people in the background, if they can play the first video of yesterday with the Italians, and you will see one of them is a bit tipsy. She just got drunk with a glass of wine. We don't know if she finished the whole bottle. But can we have the first recording? Can you translate for us? We have Stefania with us directly here. You have to get the microphone. You have to talk to me. Oh my God. Sit down. I'm going to give you the microphone when you need to speak. Can she have a microphone on her own? Is that possible? Can we trust Stefania with the microphone? Okay, wait 1 second. Can we have the first video on, please?
It's the white microphone we need to give to Stefania.
Which one? This one? Oh, from there. Ooh, that's easy.
Okay.
So you can go on that separate. I go this.
Give you this one back.
Ooh, this is too much noise. Can you hear me in the background? Let's see.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hold on. Let's see what comes up.
So Dina, just speak like this. Perfect.
Let's see what the message says. It says our video has dropped. Can you see our video? Hello? Rick?
I'm just trying to see here.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Yeah, he can see you. You can see the screen. Yeah, now we
So
have
what
the.
happened? You don't have any more light? Why you don't have electricity? Why?
You want to speak?
Hi, Rick.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Can you hear me? Apparently, something happened with our system. We have lost the whole of internet on the TV, on a video presentation. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we tried everything. Apparently, God doesn't want us to broadcast today live to you. So if we can have the videos of the Italians.
I've got someone with a hand up here. Should we allow them to speak? It's Andri Rita Spatiri. Okay, the hand's down, so it was an inadvertent hand, perhaps. Okay, bear with us a minute while we overcome some technical difficulties.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. We had a break in our internet circuit here. It's just what we call the curse of new technology. Are you back on? Can you go back on camera in the studio? We are back on camera. Yes, we are there. We are coming in. So, trying to see exactly where our problem sits.
May have to stop sharing on the main screen in order for the video to come through.
No, video is not playing somehow. We just got a problem with the play of the...
It's coming through now.
You're saying me now, but we are waiting for the video from the Italians to be played.
Oh, I see. Right. Gotcha. Okay, we see it now.
Mi chiamo Egle.
Just, we have to
Sono
wait.
italiana.
Just wait, please. Where is Stefania? Stefania, you're going to translate? Yes, if you want to come here and translate. go ahead. Can you stop playing, please?
Anna, e sono molto felice di aver fatto questa esperienza.
She's very happy to done this experience.
Allora, quando mi sono seduta sulla prima sedia non sapevo cosa aspettarmi.
When she's sitting in the first chair, she didn't know what to expect.
E sono rimasta, come dire, molto calma, molto, come dire, in attesa di qualcosa, ma non sapevo cosa.
And she stayed very calm, and she was waiting for something, but she didn't know what.
E a un certo punto è scesa una lacrima fredda dall'occhio sinistro, che è un
And suddenly, tears come on the left eyes, very cold tear, just was coming out of her left eye.
un occhio purtroppo causticato, un occhio malato, un occhio che ha il panno corneale e non ha la lacrimazione primaria da parecchi anni.
And she said that it's a eye who has a condition, but didn't get the name of the condition, and she couldn't have any tear for so many years. This was the first time she had a tear on the
Dopo
left.
questa lacrima fredda ho sentito gioia perché è stato il primo segnale che i miei occhi e il mio corpo fisico rispondeva.
She said after what happened, she felt a real joy because this is the first signal that she received. Yes.
E quindi ero veramente molto gioiosa. Sono alla seconda sedia, mi sono seduta sulla seconda sedia e lì ho sentito di più la parte, diciamo, affettiva del cuore.
So she was really full of joy. This was in the first chairs, and then she passed to the second chair, and she had the feelings. I didn't get. She had the feelings of the heart opening, but I didn't get properly. Maybe. Yeah, I can go, Rick.
Ho sentito le palpitazioni nel palmo delle mani, tutte e due, e la gioia che cresceva.
She felt a palpitation in both hands, and she felt these feelings of joy growing more and more.
Terza sedia ho sentito tutta una vibrazione tipo trilli, tutto il corpo, come un po' iniziasse un'anestesia. E
And she felt. I think she said she went in the third chair, and she started to feel like a sensation. I don't know, thrilling. I don't know how to describe. Like if she felt a little bit.
Shaky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yes, go ahead, Rick.
quindi la gioia è aumentata. L'esperienza dentro la macchina era la prima, è stata un'esperienza incredibile, cioè tutte sono state incredibili, però mi ha sorpreso soprattutto la prima perché sono come appena mi sono posizionata, mi sono proprio sentita come se davvero non ci fosse la gravità e volassi.
Okay, so after she been in the third chair, the joy increased more and more, and she went in the first flying unit. And at the moment she sat in the flying unit, she felt like flying. Have these feelings of flying.
È proprio il termine giusto, volare. E mi sono vista girare attorno alla Terra in senso antiorario, con una luce che mi seguiva, mi accompagnava, non so bene.
And she saw herself fly around the earth anti-clockwise. And she said that she was followed by a light as she was rotated around the earth anti-clock. Yes, please.
Dopodiché a un certo punto una fortissima, un grandissimo flusso di luce densa, come una lava, ma luminescente, calda, come luce solare.
And then suddenly she started to feel this light, this very warm light, like lava, like very hot, but very warm, all going towards her. Yeah, she can go ahead.
Densa, mi ha come attratta e mi sono fermata a guardare questo flusso di luce, questa cascata di luce che è verso di me.
And she was attracted about this light, and it was like a waterfall of God light going towards her. Yeah, she was attracted by it. Yeah. And she went towards it just to see. Yes, please. Ahead.
E lì ho visto che si delineava una figura maschile, una figura con un corpo, io direi quasi primitivo, insomma un corpo atletico, perfetto, muscoloso, ma forse primitivo, con una lunga coda di cavallo.
And she saw a figure of a man. He looked like a very primitive man, even perfect figure, and with a long hair. And she just was look at him.
E mi sono chiesta chi fosse, e la risposta è stata sei tu che sei o che eri, non so se adesso presente o passato, ma comunque a capo di un popolo.
And she asked, "Who are you?" And he answered back to Egle, "Is you. It actually is you. You see yourself, and you were a leader of ancient civilization.
E ne hai la responsabilità." E lì ho sentito che ho portato questo popolo verso questa sorgente di lava fredda ma luminescente, questa luce solare calda come vibrazione di luce, ma non scottante, non bruciante.
Yeah, and also said that you're responsible of your people. And then she saw herself bring all these people towards this light that it's like hot, but not hot in the sense of temperature, but more hot in sense of vibration. Yeah.
E abbiamo raccolto con questo popolo, abbiamo preso questa e l'abbiamo portata sulla terra, e da sopra si vedevano tutte le aree desertificate, rovinate dall'industria, rovinate le foreste tagliate, con gli alberi tagliati. Abbiamo distribuito questa luce densa e in varie parti della terra, e continuamente vedevamo fiorire, vedevamo le foreste rimpopolarsi degli uccelli, degli animali, i fiori sbocciare, germogli, insomma tutto una meraviglia.
And so she saw herself and going with these people on Earth, and she saw areas who were devastated or damaged from the industry, and she put this light, this gold light all around the destroyed area. And she saw them regenerating, become like a flower and plants. This is what she experienced.
Abbiamo rivisto i fiumi che erano oramai aridi, proprio carichi di acqua, cascate, era tutto molto rigoglioso, tutto rifiorito.
And she saw also dry rivers. She saw dry rivers. Okay. Yeah, she saw dry rivers, and she saw also that they were regenerating. They were regenerating the river with this gold energy. So she was regenerating river were dry.
E questo è stato molto emozionante da vedere, da vivere, insomma. In un'altra macchina ho visto, invece ho viaggiato in senso orario, e ho viaggiato verso il buio, cioè era un buio, nel senso che era buio, ma era luminoso, non so spiegarlo, ma era un buio luminoso. Questo buio in cui io vedevo, ero come attratta e superavo diversi livelli di buio, di atmosfera, ma sapevo dove stavo andando. E lì c'è stato come portare questo popolo, che c'era sempre qualcuno con me, qualcosa con me, gente che seguiva, che eravamo insieme.
Okay, thank you, Rick. Otherwise, we find it difficult to remember. So she felt a lot emotion, good emotion in the first machine with the first experience. So she enjoyed this experience very much, and then she moved to the other machine, the second flying system, and this time she started to rotate. She felt a rotation. Now, because she went so far, I don't know if she said clockwise, but she felt a different rotation here than the machine before. And she this time saw a dark, that she was attracted to it. The dark, it was not just it was not like a dark place. It actually had the lights, so she knew where she was going, and she was attracted to this darkness that was not really dark, but actually was the light. And she was with always in presence of other people, so she never was alone. So she was again with this civilization that she was responsible of. So she was with them. Yeah.
E siamo arrivati su Venere e i venusiani hanno accolto uno a uno i partecipanti di questo gruppo, popolo, non so bene chi fosse, e li hanno ripuliti, li hanno uno a uno accolti, ripuliti e resi come vestiti di luce.
Purtroppo ho perso il primo pezzo. Sorry, I've missed just the first bit, but she's saying, from what I understood, she's saying that these people, the cover of light, these other people, but I don't know if it was the people that were in Earth. I missed the first bit, sorry. So, and they were dressing these people in gold. Yeah, you can go ahead.
I partecipanti di questo gruppo, popolo, non so bene chi fosse, e li hanno ripuliti, li hanno come vestiti di luce. Ecco, e questo è stato molto forte, anche molto, molto, molto emozionante. E poi c'è stato un'altra esperienza in cui non so più quale fase fosse, in cui invece non c'è stata la rotazione, ma come un sentirmi tirare indietro dalla velocità e partire a razzo verso l'ignoto, diciamo verso l'ignoto, ma era un ignoto sempre molto accogliente, molto molto bello, insomma. Ma
So she was saying that so this civilization was cleaning these other people and covered with gold dress. And so she had a really, again, another great experience. Another great experience. And then she was attracted to another place. Like she was like Freud. Very quickly, she went to another place. Yeah, I hope I translated this properly. Okay, because yes, go ahead, Rick.
bello come emozione, bello come carico di una vibrazione di amore che non, non sarebbe più uscito di lì. E poi ci sono state tante piccole esperienze, non so, tipo questa in cui l'intento era quello di incontrare il Papa, di parlargli, di conoscerlo, ma quando siamo arrivati lui si è accasciato, si è tolto l'abito e ha invitato tutti i vescovi e i cardinali a togliersi le vesti e a restituire tutto quanto, restituire tutti i beni, le proprietà. È stato molto molto commovente tutto questo.
Okay, so she was thrown to the other place, and in this place she felt this love, extreme love feelings, so much that she would have stayed there forever. She would not come back. So she could have stayed there forever. Then we had the moment where we were being asked to elevate the Pope, and she saw the Pope lying down on the floor. She saw the Pope, and then she saw her lying down on the floor and took off all his possession, all his clothes and everything, and all the vescovo, how you call it, vescovo. They also taken off their old possession. They all got rid of everything they had. Yeah. If you can go ahead.
Quando ci siamo poi, era giunta l'ora di uscire, abbiamo di nuovo, cioè ci hanno invitato a sederci sulle sedie in senso inverso e lì c'è stato come la gratitudine di aver potuto fare questa esperienza unica e sensazionale. E via via mi sentivo passare dalla 3 alla 2 alla 1, mi sentivo via via, come dire, rimpicciolire, ma anche molto molto arricchita. Da una parte mi sento espansa, dall'altra spero di poter ripetere molto presto questa esperienza. Grazie.
Wow, yeah, so she had many other little experience, and then she was asked to, start to land it, so come off, start to prepare to go out. So she tried the chair number 3, number 2, and number 1. She felt, even though she felt this kind of coming back, she did felt she could hold these feelings of expansion, and even though she was feeling like grounding, she still felt she could hold the feeling of joy and or the good experience she had. So she's really, really grateful for this experience that she had, and she can wait to come back again in the machine again.
Thank you very much. Very interesting point. Later on, after she came out of the system, and as Italians always hang around as usual, she told us something very strange, which she referred to at the beginning of this tape, that she has actually an eye problem on the left. Not blind, but complication with the eye. And she says she saw the tears coming the first time. If you remember, we had a gentleman the first day here, or second day, and he's blind in one eye. And the first thing he noticed was tears coming from the eye. So we've seen the repetition again with the system, that the emotion of the man is usually through the eyes, is with tears. And both people, we had a third person who's done the same. And now we see a pattern. If you remember, originally, this system, chair 1, 2, 3, were brought out as a vision enhancement unit. So in a way, we are confirming the correctness of the technology and design from day one, because these systems initially are for vision enhancement, but vision through the soul of the man, and then the physicality takes over. Just these little things you have to remember. We had the same gentleman back again today with an eye problem. His eyes are watering much more, but today he told us that now when the drips comes, when the tear comes, it feels like a sandpaper on the eye, because he had no tears for years. Now the eye feels like having a sandpaper on it. These are the layers of the material which is stuck up there for years. Now they're getting washed away. And later on, he told us with the eye system that he started feeling pain or the sensation within the eye and the brain side of the eye, which most probably means is opening up to getting his vision back after 6 years. But this is again, he comes here for flight testing, and he goes through the whole system of flight and taking into space and emotions which comes with it. Would you like to play number 2, please?
Could you ask if my voice is okay to Rick?
Rick, do you hear Stefania loud enough?
Yes, it's not bad. Yes. Now,
Sure.
one thing that happens is we can't see you and Stefania when the other screen is being shared by KFSSI host.
You have to allow it.
Yeah, I have to either stop the participants sharing.
You have to stop participation and they can come up. Yeah.
Yeah, we see it there now. So when you're talking, it's nice to see your picture there. And then when they share the video, then it's back to sharing that. Okay.
Okay, can we have your number 2 played? That is Stefan.
I was in English.
Okay.
Yes.
Mi senti? Can
Elena.
you hear me? Buongiorno a tutti. Allora, io sono Milena e faccio parte del gruppo italiano e mi trovo qui per questa bellissima esperienza inaspettata.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Milena, and I'm part of the Italian group, and I'm here to do this experience.
che dire, allora, la prima sensazione che ho avuto nell'entrare diciamo, nella stanza dove sono posizionate le macchine, e allora sulla sedia numero 1 ho percepito, come dire, scusate, sono un attimo molto emozionata. Faccio mente locale sulle sensazioni che ho avuto nella prima sedia.
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember to recall the whole experience I had when I sit on the first chair. So be patient with me. I'm just trying to recall it.
Sì, percepivo molto bene le parti del mio viso, sentivo come dei formicoli sul viso, sentivo proprio i denti, formicoli ai denti, e la testa che abbastanza compressa. Poi il passaggio dalla prima alla seconda sedia ho avuto proprio la sensazione di un decollo, e sia a livello uditivo, perché ho sentito come i motori di un aereo che stavano accelerando, diciamo, la marcia, e poi ho avuto proprio ho sentito proprio una spinta, una forza che mi arrivava da davanti e che mi spingeva verso dietro.
Okay, so when she was in the first chair, she started to feel tingling sensation all around the face and some pressure on the head. Then, when she moved to the second chair, she felt straight away like taking off. And it was not just taking off as a feelings, but also she was hear the sound of taking off like a plane, and also the force. I think she said from the front to the back, really taking off. Okay.
E questa è stata veramente una sensazione che unica, diciamo, e poi un grande senso di freddo nelle braccia.
And this is really unique and strong experience. And then I start to feel also at the same time very cool, very like cold in my arm.
Cosa che invece nella prima sedia non avevo sentito. La terza sedia, e nella terza sedia sempre questa sensazione di molto fisica, di ovattamento completo, e poi a un certo punto lì ho percepito un'immagine come una grande vite, una vite ma che era con una piattaforma sulla quale ero posizionata, che andava verso il basso, quindi come spingersi verso il profondo.
Okay, so and then the things I felt in this second chair, I didn't felt them in the first chair, and when I move in the third chair, there I start to have a vision like a big vite, you know, the things you put in the wood, vite,
Screws.
screws. She saw this jagged screw going down, and she just saw this. I don't know how to translate this, but she saw had this image going somewhere, but she didn't know where. Yeah, if you can go ahead.
Una bella sensazione, come andare nel profondo. Poi l'entrata nell'unità è stata la cosa più bella, perché comunque ho sentito un grandissimo abbraccio. Ecco, questa sensazione di questo abbraccio
Yes, so okay, so she said it, now I can translate better. So this for her was meaning like going deeper, going really deep into something. And then she moved from the third chair to the flying system number 1. And there, straight away, she felt this hug, like if someone was embrace her. And for her was fantastic feelings. Okay.
Che mi ha proprio preso anche la parte della gola, cioè sentivo proprio una stretta che io paragono all'amore incondizionato, dato questa lettura.
And so she felt this, if someone was hugging her tight, but she compared to unconditional love. And she really felt it, even on she really felt this hug, this, yeah, was quite meaningful for her. Okay.
Che mi ha fatto scendere delle lacrime, perché lì non sono riuscita a trattenere la commozione e poi mi sono lasciata andare a questa sensazione.
And she could not resist the to cry because it was very strong feeling, and she couldn't resist to this sensation she was having. So then she started crying. Yes, you can go ahead.
Che è
Please.
durata per parecchio tempo. E poi mi sono posizionata sui sedili dietro alla stessa macchina, e lì ho visto brevissime immagini di volti, però sensazioni particolari no. Siccome poi ci sono stati le macchine sono state settate a 4 livelli. Tra il secondo e il terzo livello ho percepito una grandissima leggerezza, quindi a livello fisico.
Okay, and then she moved to the seat behind, because this flying system has got 2 seats. So she moved to the passenger seat, and there she's start to have a vision, like seeing faces, but she was not very clear on which faces they were, but no feelings like when he was in the driving seat.
Fisico, proprio come essere sopra la cima di una montagna, con questa atmosfera proprio leggera, mi sentivo come volare, e ecco, questa grande leggerezza. Poi l'ultimo setting che è stato fatto
Rick, can you stop 1 second?
è stato più fisico, ma
Yeah, because I forgot to say one thing. She also said that Mr. Cash make us try different levels. And on the first level, she felt very light. And then I don't know if you can go back a little bit, but I think in the second level, she said she felt like flying. The second time they changed the setting.
le macchine sono state settate
Okay.
a 4 livelli. Tra il secondo e il terzo livello ho percepito una grandissima leggerezza, quindi a livello fisico, proprio come essere sopra la cima di una montagna, con questa atmosfera proprio leggera, mi sentivo come volare.
Okay, perfect. So she said that on the second and third setting, she started to feel very, very light, like if she was flying. She was so light, she felt like she could fly on top of a mountain. She was very, very light. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Ecco, questa grande leggerezza. Poi l'ultimo setting che è stato fatto è stato più fisico, ma non ho moltissimo da dire. Poi invece per prepararsi per l'uscita dalla stanza, quindi la sedia numero 321, sedutami sulla sedia numero 3 ho proprio sentito la sensazione dell'atterraggio in tutti i sensi, proprio una pesantezza fisica, anche la mia pesantezza del corpo sulla sedia.
Yes, so, and then when Mr. Cash moved to the other setting, she didn't felt as light as on the second and the third. Then she moved from the church, she prepared herself to go out of the system, and she went from the 3 to 1. And on the city number 3, she really felt this clear sensation of landing, like landing. Yeah, you can go ahead.
E poi quando invece mi sono spostata sulla seconda e sulla prima, era quasi come se avessi già concluso l'atterraggio, e quindi è stato tutto molto, ecco, molto graduale, non ho avuto altre sensazioni. Comunque, ecco.
Yes, and then when she moved from the second chair to the first chair, she felt this coming back, and she didn't felt any more strong sensation like before. She knew she was coming back. So yes, she finished like this. She want to say this, yeah. I don't know if she want to say more things. She can go ahead.
È stato molto interessante e molto indescrivibile, se vogliamo. E ringrazio per questa opportunità che ho avuto e per queste sensazioni che cercherò poi di rivivere quando sarò poi a casa. Grazie.
Yes, she said that Milena saying that was an incredible experience and unforgettable. And she really thanks everyone for this amazing experience. And she will try to recall what happened. She will try to recall, and as many times as she can. And yeah, she's looking forward to maybe be back again.
Thank you very much. This is an experience which we see repeating. People in a first step taking the condition of taking off, getting ready to go, and they feel the landing. They're coming back to the condition of physicality. This is the way the new, what we call travel system to be. As I said today and before, we don't fly anymore. The time of flying is over. We go to places in a true meaning. You go to moon instantaneously. You go to sea instantaneously. And everybody who's been through it up to now, they tell you the same thing. None of them see themselves flying somewhere and landing. It's an instant connection. This is if you go back to the teaching, it says, if you see a star in the far distance, you want to go to it, that instance you'll be there. And now we see it physically for the people who've been through. Now we have about 40, 50 people going through this system. It's clearly a breakthrough in the science. In a way, airports, customs, ships, and cars gradually, by further development of technology, become a thing of the past. Would you like to be instantaneously in the supermarket doing your shopping and coming back instantaneously? Or do you want to spend 2 hours in the traffic jam to get there and then crash the car and everything else with it? I don't think insurance companies are much like this technology, because there's no many cars to insure. Unless they insure you on the way, you don't bump somebody and you don't know what you bump into. Can we have number 3, please? I think we have 4 recordings of yesterday. One of them has to be Stefania. There we are.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Stefania Daddetta, and I am from Italy. I'm also the Universal Council Italian language representative. So I have a pleasure today to tell you my experience. I'm going to be really brief. Yeah. So yes, I did had what I was looking for. I came here and I received what I was looking for. So my wish was bringing world peace and obviously elevate the Italian community, Italian language community, and yes, it was an unforgivable experience. So I really wish you to come here and have as well a great experience like we all had. So I went, as you know, through the 3 chairs. The one, the first, the second, the third one, and I had the experience of you feel there's something happening, and you feel these balance feelings all around your body. But for me, the things stood up more was the my wish was that I was here to serve. So I had these feelings of a conditional love. I really felt that. And I have to say that as I was going through the three chair, I had some pressure around my head, and I had maybe around the 3rd chair, I had a pressure on my forehead. Yes, and you had these feelings of I had these feelings of expansion. You cannot stop that. The moment you enter in the room, you can feel all the energy around. Maybe you do, maybe not. Don't panic if you don't. For me, the moment I went into the system, so I was never ready to leave any of the 3 chairs, but I moved gradually to the 3rd chair, and then I went into the main system, and I had this straight, clear sensation that I recognized where I was. I recognized the sensation that I felt. It was a sensation I used to get it now and then since the centuries opened. So I realized I was in the right place, in the right track. Then what happened is I moved to the 2nd system, and my wish was world peace. And after going into the first machine, and really trying, it's quite difficult, trying not to be in your mind. So you have to really switch the thinking and see if you can really start to feel more. So in the first machine, I did felt this expansion of the only things I could think of was world peace. So in the first machine, I saw the earth very, very small, and for me, was at the time, in that moment, was very easy things to do, to elevate the whole humankind and the whole Italian community, the whole universe. It felt very, very easy, and the earth felt very, very small and very easy things to do. So I was really, really happy. But
was not until I went inside the second machine. When I went inside the second machine, I start to have this joy of achievement. I really had this sense of achievement. I had this joy come out from nowhere suddenly, and I could not stop smiling. I had just this joy, this happiness, and just could not stop smiling, and I knew that it was accomplished. At one point, Mr. Cash asked us to focus, because I brought the picture of the Pope, of the Italian Pope, and Mr. Cash asked us to focus on elevating the Pope, to help him to go into his elevation higher. And by the time I was in the second machine, I knew that things was done. I had the certainty that we accomplished that. I had the certainty that we accomplished the elevation of all the planet, and I have accomplished. I was pretty sure that everything was done, and I had this happiness coming as a result of it, and the beginning of celebration of a big party. So I really felt like I was celebrating this endless party. So really, I thought that now it's time for celebration. The work is the work is done, and now it's just time of celebrating. And I had just this really feeling of just celebrating and really happiness. So this was my experience. And as I come out on the chair, I felt the pressure goes down. Yeah, so I was really happy with all the outcome, because I achieved what I wanted to achieve. So yeah, so it was really good for me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. I really recommend to come to Linz and to try this machine for yourself, have your own experience. I definitely, you're gonna get what you ask. So make sure, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We hear more from Stefania. For the first time, we call it the morning after, because she went through this process yesterday, and the process doesn't stop in a machine.
Sorry, Mr. Cash, we need a microphone on you there.
I'm on the microphone. Can you hear me?
It's very low. Let me see if I can adjust it at my end.
Now?
No, it's no difference.
There is no difference. Okay, let me see if you can hear me now. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's better, yes.
Okay, so we go back. This microphone doesn't work on the net. What is interesting is that, as I said, Stefania is with us the day after, and she will explain to us what happened to her and what it'll be the next step, because the process does not stop when you come out of the machine. It actually starts after you come out of the machine. Around about 30th, 1st of July, somewhere around that time, we'll try to bring a Zoom session with all the people who've been through this process around the world. We had people from Mexico, we had people from Uruguay, we had people from Italy, we had German, Austrians, and we had the Netherlands people. I will be interested to see how the process carries on, how they will evolve, how they will go to the next step. And it'll be interesting to see what changes is brought to their lives. We have a video number 4, if you can play with that one. And then we see the Italian group, and then we speak to Stefania, she's here. Or do you want us to talk to you first? What happened to you since yesterday?
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you there.
Can you hear me there? Yes, it's true. First of all, yesterday I was not angry at all. We spent all day into the announcement unit, the flying system, and I didn't eat literally just a croissant in the morning, and I was full of energy, no hungry for all day. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so this was the things I noticed. And then another things I noticed in the evening that I had a skin rash on my forearms since a year and a half ago, the pandemic, and the skin rash was gone. And I had also midges bite from England, and that were all dry. And I noticed also my boyfriend too. He had some like I don't know if it were shingles, but yeah, and they're all dry. He was complaining for days. They were going everywhere, and yesterday and this morning we noticed they were out or kind of on the way to go away. During the night, I felt the feelings of being inside the flying system stayed with me, and during the night for me was like being again in the system. You really feel this connection with the systems once you are being through it. And in the morning, I usually before going yesterday on the system, I do eyes exercise because I have problem with my eyes, and I got my routine to improve my vision. And this morning I noticed that there was no need. My eyes work perfectly because as I work, I look at the movement of my eyes, and usually there are no fluid or stuck or jerk. This morning, I lie down to do the same procedure, and there was no need. The eyes felt very, very smooth, like I've been doing exercise for ages. And the same things, this exercise also, they improve the perception where you're in space. So usually you lie down, and I felt my body completely reliant without doing nothing, and more presence. I felt more better perception of all the body without doing nothing. So I was sure there was the machine. And then overall, I felt no more tension, free. And me and my boyfriend, we felt very happy. You have this very happiness. He looked younger.
Your vision got better.
Yeah, my vision went better. I noticed the way I'm improving. And it's easy here. And so it was really, really. You can really feel the keeping working of the announcement unit.
There's an element to it that yesterday and today, as you know, Spanish is one of my emotions who was trained in Africa and then China. We had the pleasure to have the second motion with us. It was the first time two of them came together here, and he came back this morning. And as I said, we had the Universal Council member and two motions at the same time in the flight system. And they were trained to fly together, and today we achieved it. It was a wonderful feeling, and seeing Andreas again for the second time after 2-3 years, and how he went through the emotion this morning compared to yesterday, and way things are taking shape. Training of emotions for the next generation has become much easier because through them teaching systems become much easier. Let's play the fourth video, and then we see what we can do now.
e dobbiamo parlare della nostra esperienza. Siamo il gruppo italiano, siamo la prima volta che il gruppo italiano è venuto qua a Linz. This is the first time this is the first time that the Italian group came to Linz. Per fare questa esperienza con il Flying System. Siamo i primi e dopo di noi verranno tante altre persone del gruppo italiano e spero che tanti altri italiani verranno a fare questa esperienza. E sto dicendo che noi siamo stati i primi.
English. Yes.
I said that we've been the first Italians here, and I hope next week many more Italian people will come to experience this flying system, and I hope that many more people, Italian people, will come here to do the same experience.
It's very nice when you translate yourself. Can you keep on playing? Hello?
Yeah, we're getting an echo through the system there. I think they're trying to sort that out. Hopefully it's okay. Go ahead.
Adesso magari possiamo condividere quello che abbiamo avuto. Magari inizio io e poi inizio io. Allora, io appunto quello che stavo dicendo prima era che io sono venuta con uno scopo ben preciso, che era quello di elevare il gruppo italiano e l'Italia e tutti quelli che parlano italiano, tutti quelli che fanno parte della lingua italiana. But here I'm repeating again what you heard already, that my intention was here to elevate the Italian group.
Sorry, we can't hear.
We cannot hear.
No, it's very, very weak. We can barely hear.
It's okay. Now you can speak there.
Okay, like I said before, I'm just repeating what I said before in English. So I came to, here I'm saying that I came to, my intention was to elevate the Italian language and all humanity. And my vision was the world peace. Ma anche di elevare il mondo intero, proprio di togliere queste sofferenze, questo inutili sofferenze, la fine dell'uccidere e portare la pace nel mondo. Cioè il mio desiderio era la pace nel mondo. E ho portato la foto del Papa e ho ricevuto quello che ho voluto. Ho ricevuto quello che ho voluto perché proprio ho sentito questa espansione dell'anima quando vai dalla sedia numero 1 al numero 3 e ho sentito questo mal di testa enorme nella testa, non era fino a che quando sono entrata nella macchina del sistema di volo numero 1 che lì ho avuto la sensazione che ho riconosciuto la macchina, come se già la conoscevo. Yes, so I repeat again that I came here with the intention, world peace, end of killing, end of suffering. This was really into my head. I couldn't take it away. That also I brought the picture of the Pope to elevate the Pope as well. Ho sentito le sensazioni che sentivo ogni tanto quando sono a casa, quindi è stato un riconoscimento. E ho avuto proprio questa sensazione dell'amore incondizionato, proprio ho avuto questa sensazione forte di dare in maniera incondizionata. Infatti io pensavo a tutti voi, volevo appunto farvi viaggiare anche se io non ho viaggiato, perché il mio desiderio non era viaggiare. Ed era poi quando Mr. Cash ha chiesto perché ho portato con me la foto del Papa, e Mr. Cash ci ha chiesto di focalizzarci sul Papa e su elevare anche il Papa. E lì proprio ho avuto questa sensazione di amore incondizionato. E quando sono arrivata nella seconda macchina, è lì che ho avuto questa certezza che l'avevamo fatto, ho avuto questa certezza che avevamo elevato non soltanto l'Italia, il gruppo italiano, il Papa, ma pure tutto il mondo e tutto l'universo. Infatti ho visto la Terra che era piccolissima e che non c'era problema, che era la cosa che era già stata fatta, che avevamo fatto quello che dovevamo fare, avevamo elevato chi dovevamo elevare e che era il momento di festeggiare. Yes, so I'm repeating again. So basically, here I said that so my intention was to world peace, and elevate the Pope. And I said that I felt a familiar connection with the feelings I had with the machine. I felt this. My intention was not to fly. My intention was just to accommodate. I just wanted to make sure that everyone in the room was receiving what they wanted to receive, and I tried to connect with all of them in the room and to expand these feelings of love to them, and I had what I asked for, because I really felt these feelings of accomplishment, self-achievement that we did manage to elevate. Not just the Italian community, not just the Pope, but also the whole planet and all the unicorns, everything. So it was done. So I was very, very happy. Yeah. E infatti ho avuto questa gioia, sono stata ricoperta di questa gioia che non sapevo da dove veniva, non potevo smettere di ridere, ero contentissima, e proprio questa sensazione di self-achievement, è come se avevamo completato quello che eravamo venuti a fare, ed ero pronti a festeggiare, proprio questo era il momento proprio di festeggiare, che le cose erano già state fatte e avevamo ottenuto quello che volevamo ottenere. And here I'm saying again that I was submerged out of nowhere of this joy, but really, really huge, like really, I never felt that joy so much before. And we're ready for party now. Now, just ready to party. So I really felt this party time. It was the same time actually you brought the wine. Yeah.
Wine and the party.
Was
no
the same-
problem.
It was the same time you brought the wine. Yeah. It was the same time. The timing was perfect. Thank you.
Excuse me a second. I've got a message from our KFSSI to tell you to mute the tablet and to use the initial setup.
What's the top insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I will
We're
do
getting
it.
some
I will
feedback.
do it.
Okay.
it's okay. Is there any more you want to play?
Niente, questa era la mia esperienza, quindi ero contentissima di quello che ho avuto come esperienza. Non so se tu, Egle, vuoi dare la tua.
Anch'io condivido la gioia intanto di essere qui con queste persone meravigliose e anche dell'accoglienza che abbiamo avuto dal team di Mr. Cash. Ma allora l'esperienza mia, come ha detto anche lei, era lo stesso più o meno desiderio. Io avevo desiderio di poter incontrare un'energia d'amore, di poter portare l'armonia, portarmi a casa l'armonia, poter non so, rivedere il disegno della mia anima.
Yes, she had also lovely experience. She really had these feelings of joy, and she really wanted to see her soul, and she wanted to really know why she was here. And yeah, so she was very happy.
Conoscere il progetto della mia anima e avere questa espansione per me e per tutti quanti, e sono stata esaudita in tutto. L'esperienza è stata grandiosa, più di quanto potessi immaginare, anzi non avrei potuto immaginare tanto, e mi sono praticamente rivista in questo fiume di luce densa, proprio a capo di un popolo, e poco dopo lo stesso Mr. Cash ha detto, ero già dentro.
Yes, so she's now repeating her experience. So she was very happy, full of joy. She had what she was looking for from this experience. And she now said again that she was with this civilization, with this covered with gold. And yes, so I think she stopped here to go ahead.
La macchina, e Mr. Cash ha detto: tu sei il pilota e conduci il gruppo italiano dove vuoi. E questo gruppo è diventato molto più vasto nella mia esperienza psichica, è andata, e praticamente abbiamo veramente, come dire, siamo andati verso questa sorgente di luce meravigliosa, credo solare, e l'abbiamo portata sulla terra a bonificare tutte le aree desertiche. Quindi quello è stato grandioso, perché abbiamo visto proprio, come avevo già detto nella testimonianza, proprio vedere rifiorire cioè, le foreste, ritornare gli uccelli, gli animali, di nuovo l'acqua nei fiumi, cioè una cosa meravigliosa. Quindi quello che volevo, l'armonia, la pace, anche in altri ambiti, sono stata esaudita.
Yes, and she said also repeating her experience, and she adding that also she found that she achieved peace, harmony, and for her, for everyone, and she felt that way too. And she was repeating again the experience. That Mr. Cash, when he asked him to be the captain. She was with more people than she thought in this flight. Yeah.
Ho percepito questo, quando ho fatto l'intento per il Papa, anche ho avuto un'esperienza bellissima, è stata grande, cioè veramente adesso non so neanche più, non ci sono neanche le parole per dire questo, però siamo stati avvolti da un'energia d'amore grandissima, un'esperienza fisica che ho già dato nella testimonianza, e quindi non so, io auguro a tutti di poter vivere questa esperienza, e grazie.
Yes, so she said even with the Pope it was a great experience, and she really recommend to everyone to come and enjoy this experience. Yeah, she was very grateful, and she said it was perfect for her. She thank you.
What is interesting is that
Grazie ancora.
we see people coming here for certain reasons, but they achieve other things. And they reach a different goal. What they want is, and what they get is totally different. When we listen to them after they come out, and there's a sense of achievement. They achieve something when they come out of the system. And we'll see more and more of these. We'd like to play a little bit more because this goes on and on. This
Yeah.
Italians never stops, does it?
And you,
Grazie. Io invece non avevo una meta ben precisa. Ho conosciuto Cash tramite le coppe della vita e mi sono appassionato diciamo, di questa tecnologia.
He said that he came to experiment in the cash technology. He found about the Cash Foundation through the Cup of Life. And when he built the first Cup of Life, it's fall in love, was there that then he fell in love with this technology.
E quindi sono venuto qua per sperimentare. Nel sperimentare, mentre ero nel viaggio, mi è venuta questa tipo sorta di illuminazione che è un intento un po' particolare per chi ci crede, visto che l'Italia è ricoperta da scie.
Yes, so he came here to experimenting with this technology, and as he was here, to him come an intent. He come to him an a kind of intention, thoughts, and he thought about the chemtrail, and he thought to maybe turn him into plasma. So when you see the plane that has the fuel coming out, turn into plasma. This was his wish.
Ecco, io ho espresso l'intento di mettere quell'energia delle scie, trasmutarla in energia positiva, energia d'amore, per far sì che l'Italia si ripigli, diciamo un po' così, da questa ondata da dimenticare, diciamo così. Ecco.
Yes, sorry. He actually said that what he imagined that this fuel come out of the plane, turn into fields of love and cover all Italy and everywhere with these feelings.
Questa è stata la mia piccola esperienza e molto significativa per me, perché questa tecnologia a me piace tantissimo. Grazie a tutti.
Okay. Yes. So he said my experience, was this one, and he really thanks for have this experience, and he recommended this to everyone.
Sì, condivido queste esperienze, non le ripeto perché sono state molto belle. Personalmente ho avuto l'impressione come se fra me, la macchina e tutto l'ambiente ci fosse una particolare sintonia, ma non solo una sintonia come a volte può essere fra le persone, ma proprio come se fosse un tutt'uno.
Yes, so he want to be brief because he knows that we all talk a lot. So he want to be very concise in what he's saying. And the things he want to share is that for him, when he entered in the flying system, he had this sensation of being all one, like he was together with the machine, with the environment. He got these feelings of totality.
Una sensazione strana che si può anche ricollegare a quel discorso di amore che aveva detto prima, ma che sicuramente mi ha fatto stare bene e diciamo mi sarebbe piaciuto quasi rimanerci sempre, no? Fino appunto perché veramente stavo in un bene che non era mio, era di tutto ciò che mi circondava. Ecco.
Bellissimo.
Yes, so he's saying that it's a strange sensation, but very beautiful sensation. So wonderful sensation that he said that he didn't want to leave that feelings. He would have stayed there forever. So, and he thanks for that. He thank you everyone again, and he passed the microphone. Finish.
Sì, così. Condivido, Giancarlo.
Sì, anche io. Allora, il mio intento non era così, non l'avevo manifestato così come lo ha manifestato Stefania a livello universale. Dentro di me c'era questo desiderio, però il mio era più legato alla mia famiglia, quindi io volevo vedere mio figlio che abita, diciamo, a tantissimi chilometri da me.
He's saying that she's saying that Milena saying that for her she didn't have this big intent like me or like think about the whole universe. She said that simply she wanted to see her son that was far away from her, and she just wanted to see him.
E quindi questa vicinanza che con lui l'ho percepita proprio all'ingresso dentro l'unità di volo. Ho percepito un grandissimo abbraccio che mi ha anche commosso, mi ha proprio veramente mi ha fatto scendere le lacrime, che io ho interpretato come il suo abbraccio perché ce l'ho presente, però anche come questo amore universale che molto spesso sento anche quando siamo così, quando sono fuori.
Milena, she said now that when she felt in the first unit this hug, this cuddle, she also felt it like his son cuddle her, because she kind of recognized the way he cuddled, but also he recognized his cuddles. She recognized his cuddle also like the universe cuddle her, or like this bigger connected to a bigger feelings. Yeah. So she was very emotional. She started crying.
E anch'io, ecco, insomma, mi auguro che questa esperienza così coinvolgente, che è anche incredibile, arricchisca indirettamente tutte le persone e riesca a far sì che io possa essere anche uno strumento di questo arricchimento per altri, ma senza, così, in modo indiretto, ma spontaneo, ecco, naturale.
Oh, my head. I didn't listen. My head just went. So I lost the first bit, but she said on the very end, Milena. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Lacrime che io ho interpretato come il suo abbraccio perché ce l'ho presente, però anche come questo amore universale che molto spesso sento anche quando siamo così, quando sono fuori. E anch'io, ecco, insomma, mi auguro che questa esperienza così coinvolgente, che è anche incredibile, arricchisca indirettamente tutte le persone e riesca a far sì che io possa essere anche uno strumento di questo arricchimento per altri, ma senza, così, in modo indiretto, ma spontaneo, ecco, naturale.
Yes, so she hoping that this experience, she very happy to be part of this experience, that really reached her, and she hoped with this experience that she had could be useful for many other people. And she also invite everyone to come and have the same experience. But she's very, very glad to be part of this process, and she hoped that it could help many other people to experience the same, to move forward together.
Grazie. Grazie.
Difficile riuscire a riassumere tutto in poche parole. Il mio intento iniziale era proprio quello di riuscire a riconnettermi con il mio spirito, con l'anima. Mi chiedevo da dove vengo, cosa sono qui a fare.
She said that it's very, very difficult to put into words what happened, and to talk about the experience step by step. But her wish was to see what her soul was come here to do.
E quando sono entrata comunque avevo grandi timori di non riuscire a raggiungere questo grado di connessione, anche perché la mia mente è sempre molto attiva e quindi fa fatica a stare zitta.
So she was a little bit afraid she was afraid that maybe she would not be able to connect in the way she wanted, because her brain, she found very difficult to switch off her brain. So she was afraid that she was not able to have any experience.
Però è stato un crescendo graduale, nel senso che da quando sono entrata in poi, ad ogni settaggio, ogni volta che Mr. Cash entrava e ci diceva adesso facciamo un nuovo upgrading.
Yes, so she said that, but in the contrary, when she entered the space and then she went from different chair and then the system, she felt this gradual step-by-step process happening. Ok, comunque.
Effettivamente poi era così. Le cose che posso riassumere in 2 parole sono la prima sensazione sulla prima sedia, molto fisica. Mi sono scese delle lacrime, ma non per emozione, sono proprio gli occhi che hanno cominciato a lacrimare. Nella seconda una sensazione di equilibrio, e nella terza invece una sensazione molto particolare che è difficile da descrivere.
Yes, so in the first chair, she really felt this physical sensation at the physical level. Then when she passed to the second chair, she felt this balancing inside herself. And when she went in the third chair, it's very difficult to describe, but she felt this expansion, this yes, this expansion, yeah. Yes.
All'interno dell'unità ho viaggiato. Basta, finito. E grazie a tutti
Io volevo aggiungere che io mi sentivo fortissima quando ci siamo presi per le mani, come se ero entrata in uno dei sistemi, quando ci siamo presi per mano, un'energia enorme. Non lo so perché non l'ho condiviso prima. Okay. Okay, and then she said that when she went in the system, she fly. And then she said, I don't want to, it was a fantastic experience. And I took a microphone and I said, I forgot to say that when we were in the center and you suggested to take us with the hands with each other's, the moment I touched both hands of the people who were next to me, straight away was like going to the sister system, the flying system. You really feel that our body are like magravs, like you really felt the same power of the flying system. It was really this very, very strong feelings I had.
Thank you very much. We come to end of first Italian session. We had 2 weeks of Germans, and it's interesting. Germans, when we had them here, they wanted to elevate the soul of the German nation, German culture, German, what we call people. We hear the same thing from Italians. They want to elevate the soul of the Italians. And we hear here and there the humanity. But the way humanity is going and the way we see things, maybe in a village of Earth, then when we are outside or when we travel, we want to elevate the soul of humanity or planet Earth and citizens, being the tree, the stone, the bird, the fish, the man. And then when we mature enough, we want to elevate the soul of the unicos and maybe collectively other parts which will come to it. But it's interesting how the things are developing here. Without a shadow of a doubt, in the coming weeks, we will achieve transmutation of the man. We see the systems coming up. Next week is a new experience. By hopefully when we come back, the Keshe Foundation team and Klaus will bring a new dimension to the system. And when we come back in August or September, we will see the first transmutation system be 100% on, of course. And it'll be interesting to see how humanity will handle such a knowledge and technology in such a short time. What we call a shock treatment. Instead of waiting for years, creating the wheel and then the engines and maybe the jet engine and building a car, the whole thing is done in a very compact time, within months, from zero to the end and the beginning of the new structure. The biggest problem is if the world leaders are ready to accept this. And are they ready to move with the new technology? Or we have to play the beam me up Scotty job with the world leaders. But finding a place that they can all accommodate each other with their ego is one of the biggest problems for humanity. We can put the ego of a man in a box. When they put the president in front of it, the universe is not big enough. So we have to see how we're going to handle that one when it comes to it. If there are any questions, we can answer, or we say goodbye till next week. We had a beautiful session again with the Austrians today here. We had a group of Austrians, brothers and sisters and wife, and it was interesting how they took off in their trip. One of them became a frog and flew and just jumped everywhere. She was so happy that she was a frog that she couldn't stop laughing. We were all laughing in the background because we saw her. She was so happy to be a frog and taking her brother as a frog and everything else. And in general, we saw 3 fishes in the collection of the family and how they came together. And this is what we're looking at. But this time we're looking for a family of the man and a family of this planet. And next week we have our first dog, I think Italian, isn't it?
Yes.
and then maybe a cat, and then God knows what else will come in, the plants and the trees. If there's any question, we answer a couple of questions and say goodbye for tonight, and we come back again. This live presentation was a surprise. Nobody knew till this morning, and everybody ran around just to get it going. But as you see, this is the senior of the studio of the Keshe Foundation. He has been sitting there for nearly a year, not used. Now it's getting extensively used. And Dean is continuously on top of it. When they come out, we call it the confession box. They come on the chair to confess. And we catch them one another. Some of them don't like to come into the confession box. They say, we ran away from Catholic Church in Italy, but this one is not a box, it's an open chair, everybody can hear. It's an interesting phase we're going through. If there are any questions you want to ask, and then otherwise we say goodbye till next time.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. I'll remind our attendees they can raise their virtual hands if you would like to ask a question, then we can open the microphone for you. There's one question from Miss May earlier when the procedure, the space travel was being described. I think it was during Stefania's testimonial. She was, Miss May is curious if the ears popped.
No. What do you mean? Going from places to places? No. Because you adapt to position. This is not a flying system. It's going to. And the beauty of it is very interesting. You don't need to sleep to dream, which you have no control of. Now you travel with the same soul as the dreams, but in reality, you have every control of it. We know this happens, but people are not aware how we are doing it in the background, is that if you listen to all the past 3 or 4 testimonials, they tell you something, but you just miss it. Mr. Keshe tells us or asks this to fly, and then we flew instantaneous. But what about if you decide before you go into the machine, this is what I want to do? I dictate the decision. I dictate the dream, you call it. And this is where it comes true, where you decide where you want to go. You want to go and see the grandma. You're there to do. You want to go in another position. And this is what now, man, we're taking the fear out of. That you don't need to sit to dream. You don't know what that dream might be. I know now who was dreaming. I go to him, which is my soul. And I take the trip with it. And the beauty of it is everyone which goes in and comes out, if you listen even to Stefani and the others, when they go to truth chair 1, 2, and 3, first we settle the body structure, physicality. When they get to the third one, we see the expansion. They all talk about the expansion of the field. That expansion of is what we call the expansion of the soul. Now the body is embedded within the field. They jump in the sea, they fly, they do everything. They go into the sun, but they don't see them burning because the sun of the field interacting with the field. And this is what the humanity has to learn. We are entering a new era of science and technology. We are not religion. We are not mysticism. We are not something. It's a machine. When you build a machine, which number of people can go through it and do it, is a science. It's a technology. And now it comes to the next steps of this technology. And the beauty of it is anyone can do this. Building these systems in the near future becomes the way we build cars. But this time these cars don't go flying anywhere. You have one in the kitchen, you want to go shopping, you have one in the cupboard, you go in it like the Dutch do. You know, the Dutch in Holland, for years they slept in the cupboard. They sleep 90 degrees, they close the cupboard, they're in the bed. And now we have a box. You go in a box. You remember the famous man in London with the telephone box, Dr. Who?
Mr. Who.
So it is, in reality, now that box is the body of the man. And now we are teaching it. And most of the people who leave this place, if they learn it, they don't need to come back. They'll find out tonight they go to bed, they want to be with the mother, tonight they will be with the mother. There is no difference between the sleep and awakeness, because while you're working through the what you call the dream, the sleep time, the body is with you, it's getting healed, it gets repaired, it just does everything else. And this brings back to many of people here who've been. When we bring you back in a few weeks' time, we want to know how many of you had cancer when you came here. How many of you had different diseases when you came here? That in the travel through the space of the soul and the system, something has changed. The body learns to expand, and every time it expands, you decide the next steps come in. And we want to know how many of you have been blind. We see the blindness. How many of you had a fear? How many of you had all sorts of problems? We saw the lady from Netherlands coming with zona, or what we call shingles, and going without it within half an hour in the system. We see a lot of people with the skin rashes who come here, and then they don't have it, they don't feel it, the pains have gone. Is this the machine which does it? Which I don't believe so. This is not a healing machine. This is a flying system. Or is it the expansion of the soul which balances the body? And then in the balance, you find what we call solutions to the problems. This is a space program. This is a scientific structure. And no one should ever claim it to be a healing system, to be a what do you call it, a religious system or whatever. It's a pure science, and we literally build it. As you heard this time, the Italians told you we changed it, the system, to different stages. It was for us to see what each stage, which Klaus and I know what we are doing with it, creates. It's been preset. We built this before we bring it here because we did other tests. We knew where to go to. Now we create a condition of ocean. We can condition, if you want to ship water to a desert or somewhere which is needed water, we know how to set the system to get water, because we see people coming out, they're all swimming. So this allows us to convert energies into material as a liquid. Give you the emotion of the water that you don't feel thirsty, you have the water. We know how to convert materials, and scientifically is not a dream, is a reality which within the next few months will take shape here. Most probably will partition this part of the building. You have 2 units on the other side. By August there'll be 4 units inside there, and by hopefully December they will have 4 more units here. We can take you anywhere in the universe. You go, we don't take you, we create a condition to let the soul of the man free, the energy part which is embedded in us, and we always ignored it. It's a technology beyond. As I said to the head of NASA, a space mission for Mars 2030, a good friend of ours, join us and the development will be much faster. And in a way, we have to teach them to catch up if they don't want to be a tomato, as we say in English. And it's the process to go. They can stay tomato as much as they like. They'll be on the shelf. Ketchup is much nice taste to what you want to do with it. But in essence, the world of science has changed. Man from being a wheeler man to wheel a cart, now wheels the soul of the man, the plasma, and achieves much better results. No death, no killing. You don't need to kill, you don't need to destroy, and you don't need to create new conditions of war. I invite His Excellency President Biden and His Embassy of Harmony of Iran to join us in this center. We are waiting for answer. I'm sure Ayatollah Khamenei of Iran will never come, because in coming here, it will be the end of Islam, because he has to accept that the soul of the man is the head of the man. And Biden will not come because he's in the same mode as Obama. When we received the letter from Obama, he was trying to justify why he has to have the best army to kill. By killing, he justifies his power. And Biden, he was his vice president, of the same cult. And we've seen it, they've got new toys in Ukraine. My advice to both religious and world leaders is simple. Lay down the arms and join the peace. Or we bring it to you that you don't even know what you're carrying. As I said to what I called that time, President Obama, you have one choice, science and technology. And this is what is here. And we have no choice. You will see Keshe Foundation 4th of July in the structure of the new way of presenting the technology. And from there on, we'll see where we go. But my advice is very simple. Try to understand and try to change with the technology. There is no need for arms. There is no need for killing. And I know many plans set to stop this technology, but technology, once it's shared between two, is not hidden technology anymore. It's a public. Most of you have tested it. But we have perfected it to its absolute maximum. Relentless work by the Keshe Foundation team in the background in different ways, and knowledge seekers has kept us going for years. Join us maybe next week if we still have a strength left, and we attempt the first transmutation. You don't see what's happening in the background. Klaus is dead because he works day and night to get this going. We attempt the first transmutation next week. Those of you who are here from Iran, from I think we had the French, we have the Maltese, and the others who are coming here next week. We try to transmute dimension of elements because the system hopefully will be done. Klaus is looking into the sky, says, my God, not another weekend of the sleepless fixing things here. But we do our best, and we are on target for what we call transportation across this planet, October, November, December. We do our best. We've never been afraid of failing or delaying because we delayed it enough. Now it's time to deliver and we do our best. Are there any other questions?
We did have a question from Iris regarding the sparkling moving blue light in the unit itself. Now, she might think that the unit behind you is the unit that you are using for the flight test, but I believe that's not correct, right?
Put it up, put your camera up to show inside the Oviso. This is the first enhancement unit, and that light in there is done by a rotating light. It's just to say there is emptiness gap in there. You can buy the things for €4.50 from any supermarket. So it's not. It's just that there is an atmosphere inside, and this is not the unit we use. The unit we use has no walls, has no condition, no barriers. You're walking into what I call a dinosaur skeleton. It's literally a skeleton. We put the things on it, and very soon, in the next generation, you will see a different structure of reactors. And I think by October, November, we just have ball of lights. We are heading for it. We know how to do it. It's just that we have to learn the basic of it. So you will not see any more physical structure as such. You will see ball of lights, which create the condition that you want. Those of you who've been here in the first 4 weeks, when you come in September on, you won't see the type of things you've seen. It's the next step up because we have to understand the next structure, and we know how to create gravity, and we know how to create life, and it'll be a new combination of the gravity and life, and that's why we can sustain it. And it's very hard to shift a 100-kilo man like anything else, or a 50-kilo woman, but it's very easy to lift and shift a ball of light in a magnetic field level. Doesn't take much, has no weight. And this is what we shift. When we take you from one unit to another, we don't lift you and put you up, we don't beam you up. We beam the energy, and as everybody tells you, they can feel the body inside it. That body has no dimension, it'll move with it. We literally move smaller than a ping pong ball. And when it comes in that direction, will be the man himself. We don't even need parts behind. Don't worry. If you get your legs out of the light, then you might have to go look for it. But in essence, we move a very small energy pack, which is you are created out. This is the secret of the new technology. Any other question?
We have a question from Stephen in the Q&A. What is the status of Arizona and the units being tested?
Arizona will get nothing till President Obama moves and signs a peace treaty and come to an agreement for world peace. That's as straightforward as that. We don't
Obama or Biden, do you mean?
Against terrorists.
Do you mean Biden or Obama, Mr. Kesh?
Pardon?
Do you mean Obama or President Biden?
President Biden.
Okay.
Obama is still a big element in the background, don't worry. But
yeah.
Biden has to agree world peace, the same as Putin, and we have got the consent of His Excellency President Xi of China. We will see a big change in the BRIC conference very soon in China, and it's to the benefit of humanity. But we see a lot of things need to be accepted, and the Americans with the present president have drawn a line in a different way than we see. And one of the biggest problems we'll have is to bring Iran out of sanctions and to bring states like Belgium under sanctions. If we consider nuclear technology of Iran a terrorism, the state of Belgium killing children, destroying the life of young children must be the prime object of what we call the governments in the United Nations. If we have no value for our children, how can we value everything else to be more than them? We got our principles the wrong way. And when we see the change, when we see the shift, with this technology, we see the shift. And we'll bring that shift in. And I've been always outspoken with the world leaders, and it's very simple. In the next couple of weeks, when Klaus and I, we agreed that we reached the first stage completion, as has been tradition with the Keshe Foundation, we invite the world ambassadors to Leeds. We put them through the machine one by one. They attended the conference in Rome. They attended the conference in Nino. And we've seen them when it's their benefit, and Keshe Foundation, what we call presentations. Once we are happy with it, we'll invite the world ambassadors to here. And we've seen it, how it takes shape, and it's the benefit of the nations to see and to understand how easily a man from backwaters of Africa will be able to sit in the Oval Office in front of the president without him having a choice, because he can go through the system. And then we see how would he handle it. And when we introduced the mobile system, what would we do without the permission of the what we call Islamic leaders? We take out Al Khamenei of Iran and transport him into the Oval Office in front of the Biden. This is not a dream. This is a reality which sits on the table. They got to do it before we get there, or we do it when we get there, which is in a very, very short time. There is a need for a change, and we have the technology to deliver it, and we are delivering it. People don't see, you see these interviews, you listen to the words, we look for the emotion and the changes they bring to the people when they come out. And this is what we are involved in. Not to show videos, but to deliver technology. And we are there to do it, and it will be done. I know the Iranian leadership is online. The Zavna Saad Khamenei of Iran has stepped down as a leader if he cannot bring the technology of Iran to be non-nuclear delivery of technology. It's very, very clear. We lost 4 of my students in Iran in past 4 weeks. And enough is enough. The same goes with the American president. We need to talk to bring everything to peace. Otherwise, we bring it together without you wanting to. The technology is that advanced. And it's very simple. Do it our way, or we make you to do it our way, which is a peaceful way. Everything has to be done the correct way. And as I said to our team in Iran, we do our best and we know we deliver. And the same thing goes to the Americans. Arizona will not get anything till we see the technologies used the peaceful way, not to create war. Any other question?
Yes, we have a hand up here with Imgard, if they'd like to go ahead.
Yeah, I am wondering, I feel like I have.
Where are you from, Imgard?
I am originally from Germany. Now I'm in the United States.
Yeah.
I have a
It took
sense
you
that.
400 years to go behind your ancestors.
Say again?
I said it took you 400 years to follow your ancestors.
Well, yeah. My question is, I have a sense that I have flown today and once before, but I don't know if it's just my creative imagination or what. I have very much wished to meet my sister who lives in Germany. I haven't seen her in a long time. And I have wanted to see my mother. I wanted to do that with her. And I feel like maybe we just did that today.
Get your sister and yourself to Linz. Maybe you see your mother.
But we both have old and sick dogs.
Don't bring your dogs, please.
Have to bring, I know, but we can't leave him home because like mine has those seizures. I can't leave him with someone else. He's too much of a hassle.
If you wait till November, December, we might be able to offer you the mobile system, which you don't need to come to Linz.
Anyway,
we understand the technology our team can deliver, and then we do the next step. The biggest step for us next week is the transmutation. We are setting up to transfer energies within the system. And if we achieve it, then it opens up the next door to understand. Don't forget that Linz lab was the first lab in Keshe Foundation which converted energy into materials. How long ago is that class? 3 years ago?
But I wanted to tell you what I experienced. I experienced
3 years ago?
Great.
2019, we converted energy into matter, and it was tested by the labs, confirming. So we have the knowledge. It's just now, in past 2 days, we learned more in the system how to do it in a different way. Shall we call it a day? It's been a long day for us. And this was one surprise live presentation. We'll not do it again, or we have nothing in plan to do it. It takes a lot of energy and time from research to do it, but we thought it would be a good thing to do. And we go into the next step in the next few weeks for the transmutation of the elements. As now we've seen, we can actually expand the soul of the man. Let's see if we can expand the soul of a stone and carry the stone and deliver it where it is. Thank you very much for today. Thanks, Rick, in the background, and for all the knowledge seekers who've been around and share with us their energy that we can change the technology. Thank you very much for today. Bye, Rick, and bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Keshe, and great seeing you live there today as well. I think people are appreciating that, and we look forward to the next testimonial session, as well as the Knowledge Seekers Workshop coming up tomorrow, Thursday, June 23rd, starting at 9 a.m. Central European Time, as per usual. Let me get my background image up here. And there's no further announcements or anything we need to say, we can go out with one of our spaceship videos. Okay, thank you, everyone. This has been the 4th Ketch Foundation Spaceship Institute Space Travel Simulation Testimonials on Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. Thank you, everyone, for attending today, and we'll see you in the next public workshop.